Welcome to Hit Up a Loss for DIY. Today we're going to be changing the heating element on the Samsung dryer. No matter what cycle we select, we get no heat. I've had to replace this element once before when the dryer was 2 years old. After a move it stopped working. This time it just quit on its own. My dryer is model number DV393ET PARA-A1. Like my other videos, I'll show you what I do around the house. That's the purpose of this Hit Up a Loss for DIY YouTube channel. So watch me as I go through the process of changing this heating element. Now I will disconnect the power cord. Next step, I need to slide the dryer forward to get access to the back. I'm gonna need both hands to do that, so I won't be recording that. This dryer does have a water line on the bottom. It's for the steam dry cycle, so I will be disconnecting that next. First step for that is to turn off the water. All right, now I'm going to do the water line connection. There's several screws to remove. I'm going to begin with the back screws first. Now I'm going to pull the top off. Just like that, pulls back. Now I'm going to remove the control panel. You need to lift up on these tabs. Now I'm going to lift the control panel out. There's some tabs right here, and you simply need to lift up, and it pops out. Lift straight up there. There's a wiring connection right here. Just push down that tab and pull. There's the control panel. So now I'm going to remove two screws here on the front side. Those screws are removed. Now we'll pull the top screws off this chrome trim. The next one. And the last one. Alright, I'll pop this off. I'll put a tab here. And unplug the door sensor. Now the whole front of the dryer comes off. Lint down in here that I'm going to vacuum out. I already started right here in this corner, but as you can see, I got quite a bit more to go. Important to clean your lint trap out. The way that this dryer works, that lint screen doesn't do a very good job. One suggestion I can make is this goes right here where your lint trap feeds into, and mine was just really full of lint. Popped the panel off and did some vacuuming. It's only held on by 3 screws. Took about 10 extra minutes of time, but well worth it to get this functioning a little bit more efficiently. All right, next step is I'm going to disconnect the moisture sensor line just to get out of the way, as this is where heating element is. The heating element sits on this bracket assembly that has this screw and 2 here on the bottom. that I'll remove, and then work on getting the bracket out, and then I'll be able to pull the heating element out. Disconnecting the moisture sensor. Get it out of the way. All right, now I'm gonna take this stand out of the way. I'm gonna lift up on the heater. There's a stand out of the way. And now I'm gonna pull the heating element out. So here's the part number of the heating element, DC97-14486 alpha. So what goes bad on these, here's the heating element right here. You can see the wires. So somewhere there's a break or a short in this heating element. But rather than try and replace this, and potentially it could have been one of these other items in there, it's just easier and simpler to change this whole unit. The salesperson at the appliance store knew right where this was. They sell so many of these. My strategy here is I'm going to wire this up as it sits so I don't get any wires crossed. I'm simply just going to unplug each wire one at a time. Maybe two at a time. Well, my strategy is not going to work because there's not enough wire, but I'm just going to plug these and leave them as they sit, and then I'll plug them in. All right, now the wiring connections are made. Let's see what happened to the old one, see if we can tell. As you can see, there's a lot of lint, a ton of lint. There's the old element. So I completed the installation. As you see, I got the screws, everything back in, panel, lights up. I did a test run and everything works great. The assembly is of course opposite of the removal. I needed both hands to finish that up and work a little quicker as dinner was close to being ready. So unfortunately I didn't videotape that, but if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. Dryer's working great. Took it for a test drive and it gets nice and warm. Also, I probably spent more time cleaning out the dryer line, and underneath and all around where the dryer usually sits, and actually replacing this heater. That's something that a repairman's not going to do I really recommend this if your dryer stops working. I tried ordering a heating element off Amazon, and after 7 days, it didn't show up. There aren't any 2 days unless you want to spend like $140 for it. I attempted to buy this heating element originally off of Amazon, but after 6 days of waiting, I gave up. The one I selected was $52, and it did not offer prime shipping. There was one that was well over $100 that did offer prime shipping, but I tried to go the inexpensive route and never showed up. I contacted a local appliance repair here in Atlanta, Box Appliance, and it was like $74 from them. So able to pick it up same day from calling them, and that's probably the route. If it ever happens again, I would recommend you just call a local supply store and get it locally, as being without a washer dryer for more than 4 or 5 days with kids and family really makes things difficult. I hope you learned a little bit from the video and you're willing to tackle this next time. Thanks for watching Hit Up Walls for DIY.